Is the financial collapse just a matter of time? What's going on with this guy that burned $1 million in order to tell you that they are printing trillions? You want to know the last information about the crypto world and much more? Yes? Then smash that like button, click it, because it's time for crypto news, fun on the ride, crypto at top. Bitcoin is going up. We are between $28,000 and $29,000 at the moment we record this video. And this is the volatility we expected and tell you about, because we have the decision of the Fed. Is it going to raise 25 basic points? Still, we don't have a solution for that question, but we told you about how dollar goes down the day and the previous day, the last 4 times it happened, when they have to decide this. On the other hand, volatility for Bitcoin too, but in the contrary, it will rise for a couple of days, and then we are going to change things, and dollar is going to be up and Bitcoin is going to go down if we follow what happened the last times. Remember, I'm not expert. This is not financial advice, and I have no clue whatsoever what's gonna happen. But you can see here that the line we don't want dollar to break, it's being respected. So dollar going down, that's good for the stock market. That's good also for cryptocurrencies. We'll see about that. Even gold is going up now. But remember last video, May, we are following still the path of 2021, and we might go a little flat, raising a little bit till May the 11th, and then it started going down for good. We'll see about that. Remember all those lines we told you in the last video. If you want more of that info, the day that is officially with a 10 minutes block producing in Bitcoin, the 1 year to the halving, 360 days officially. It might be 286. That will put the date on February 2024, the 13th. And maybe we are just following the cycles of the halving in Bitcoin, also in our psychology. And here, Kuhn Bureau telling us that you can see how pretty accurate this is when you consider that it's been exactly around 1,000 days since the last Bitcoin halving. So we are mad and crazy like this guy. And after the halving, remember the all-time high is 1 year after the halving usually. And then we start with our faces changing into a bad mood, and we start it all over again. We told you everything about the halving in this video. Do not miss that out. And we told you there how the Coinbase, which is the reward the miners get because of validating all those transactions, how it's cut in half every 4 years, and how it will be like this till 2140 approximately. Well, we need there other incentive for the miners that is not that Coinbase, because it's going to be very little. Even though if Bitcoin is worth more in the future, it might be enough for them as an incentive, but also we need those commissions from the transactions that they also get to be higher. So that's the meaning for the transaction validation in the future. And we have good news in that order. Thanks to ordinals, well, right now we have more and more Bitcoin transactions, and so far more commission, therefore more commissions for the miners. Here you have some data. It's crazy that we are going up in this matter, and this is because some people are using Bitcoin not for sending Bitcoin to your cold wallet just anymore, but to other things like creating those NFTs that you can create now on Bitcoin. And in the future, it won't be just NFTs creation. Maybe you will have other solutions on Bitcoin. So maybe eventually this is a good thing. Remember, this is a controversy because at the same time, the chain is heavier now. It's almost double. So some people saying that you have Ethereum for that. You even have Litecoin if you want to play with these things, but just leave Bitcoin as the clock, as the main thing for value transactions, and that's that. What do you think about that? Leave a comment below. Thank you very much. A lot of people believe in Bitcoin still. Like, for example, people in Bhutan. This was a secret, but they have been mining Bitcoin since Bitcoin was worth $5,000. So maybe this Himalaya country in the future will be one of the richest of the world. And what about Balaji? This is the thumbnail and title of today's video. He lost his crazy bet. He expected Bitcoin to be in the $1 million, but it's not, and he had to pay that $1 million to 3 different entities, some charity there, and he's telling us here how he burned $1 million for telling us that they are printing trillions. His idea is that representatives in the government in the United States are not going to tell you that we are going maybe to a financial crisis, as they didn't warn you in 2008. And he has there some examples. For example, even with COVID, they also said that it was okay, it's not going to be a big a deal, but it was. And it was in 2008, but they said that it was going to be a minor recession. So right now you have Powell and you have Yellen, and they're saying the same, that it's okay, there's no problem. They won't warn you. And then this guy Balaji telling us that he believes at 10% that this financial collapse may be a matter of months. Just 10% of his mind is in that idea, but it's concerning enough. It's just a 10%, but it's concerning enough. 70% of his mind is into this financial crisis being in a matter of years. 19%, maybe even we can wait for a decade or more than a decade. And just 1%, we have to wait 100 years. But 10%, again, as he's telling us, is high enough. Remember, he compares all the information we have in media that is the same right now as it was in 2008 with that collapse of some banks, and everybody saying that we are going to have a soft landing and everything is okay. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. This is the chart of S&P 500. You have the link in the description to TradingView Pro if you want to do things like this. And if we are going to emulate what the behavior of S&P was at that point, well, you can see that it was 150 days for the disaster, for the collapse. So if we are doing that here, you have comparison of that year from January, and we are following so far that trend. So if we start falling now, we are going to be really scared. And for February, March 2024, we might have the bottom for that financial crisis. Remember, we told you about this possibility when we compared the situation right now with the last time that we went down with Bitcoin, that we put Bitcoin in around $10,000 for April 2024, which is so close to the comparison we are having with the S&P 500. Maybe it happens, maybe no. We told you about that in our Twitter account. Follow us there. We are verified, and they telling us that 2,350 banks may have problems of liquidity in United States. The debt in United States is up to $21 trillion, which is crazy. And you can see, as we told you in the last video, that if they don't do something before the 1st of June, United States might get into bankruptcy. So maybe we have a disaster, and now the question we have in mind is, okay, maybe we have this fall for the stock market in United States. Is this means that Bitcoin is going to follow through? It will go the same. We don't have data from 2008, so we can just speculate. And now you have to decide, are we going to follow? Because Bitcoin is just another stock possibility, like a technological one. So we're going to go down to that $10,000 range. Or maybe if we turn this line, I just turn it, maybe it will decouple. They will find it as a a store of value in the moment where everything's going south. Maybe they find that gold and gold 2.0, which is in our opinion Bitcoin, is the way to save your wealthness when we can go then crazy high. Here I turn that line again and I picture a world. Well, we follow now till June, but then we found that refugee for that dollar and it goes all into Bitcoin and we go crazy up. We'll see about that. Right now, the market is trying to be in the green. We are greedy again in the 64. We'll see about that decision of the Fed today. Coinbase, that is avoiding regulators and is starting little by little creating some possibilities outside United States. Now, not for retail, but for institutions. You have some derivatives from Coinbase beyond US frontiers. If we go to the bubbles, you can see that PEPE today is in the red, is leading the worst bubbles we have today. But any case, you can see that if we compare volume, it's almost the first one. It's beyond Shiba Inu, above Shiba Inu, and it's also so close to Dogecoin. So maybe PEPE is the new king. What about market cap? Well, it's number 3 already in meme coins. So crazy. But right now going down. And Nebraska Gunner telling us that if some people doesn't put the money in, it might go so low. Remember, be careful with pumps and dumps. People behind the project, they are pumping it and they will take benefits. Be careful with that. In the most important ones, they are trying to be green, as I'm telling you, and we have very little news today. Ethereum is still in the same range. Also, Litecoin is in the same range, and it's not going up, leading the market recovery. And again, in the DeFi ecosystem, we are between 40 and 50 billion dollars. The news in this ecosystem today is that now you can buy an NFT, but you can lend it or borrow it. So, for example, you have one that is worth, imagine, like 15 Ethereum. You can pay today 1.9 in advance, and then you pay it little by little. This is good for collections. Maybe you want to buy a whole collection, but you don't have the money. Well, you can do this kind of stuff. And some experts believe that this might bring more volume and more money to the ecosystem, and that would be a good thing. The bad thing is for the taxes we have to pay. Now in Italy, they have 26% in crypto gains. So it's over for that freedom in the crypto sphere in this aspect in Italy. Remember, in Spain, we have till June to do our tax report. If you have to do it, just CoinTrade, that's the one I use. It's also a nice tracker for your crypto. And if you have no idea how to do your tax report, CoinTracking is the tool. Also, you can ask our friends in clcrypto.com if you need further help. And also, have you considered buying some Bitcoin in an ATM? Well, then Bitbase, they are the kings. They have now a new ATM in Zaragoza. You can go there to Port Venezia and buy some Bitcoin. But more than that, Bitbase.es is their website, and they have news there. Like, for example, they partnered with Binance, and now you can buy those Binance gift cards in their Bitbase stores. So go there, and maybe this is an interesting solution for you. Now, about AI, they just released, we told you in AI news, follow us on Twitter. We told you that now they have the possibility maybe of reading your mind. This is crazy. So good if we consider people that can't talk, and so they recover the way of communicating in a very easy way because the AI is reading your mind. But also, maybe you don't want your mind to be reading. Well, it's going to be. I leave you the link below in the description if you want to see how this works. But basically, how I explain things, you have a picture of someone saying something, and then you replicate that way of imagining and picturing the phrase in another image. If you compare those two and there's a match, well, that's what you are thinking. So basically, we are trying to match text into what part of your brain is lighting. So crazy things that we are going to see. Maybe you watched this in Spanish TV yesterday, and they say that this might be a revolution as soon as 5 years from now. And here, so crazy world, all these AI things, and also all the technology we have in our hands. What about Instagram? What about all those selfies? This cat needs help with that. He just wants to be left alone, and he's not. So now we have to keep on learning to be ready for all this technological revolution as those cats are drinking into FunOntheRide's video knowledge, so they know how to behave in the future and protect themselves, as this cat is protecting its Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. He doesn't want no one to eat its Bitcoin. And be careful, do not fall for it. Oh my God, like this cat did. It's dangerous, those markets, and better relax and have a back massage as this cat is giving. Wow, I'm so jealous of that. We have no more time today, but if you want to learn Spanish, you have this very same video in Spanish in our primary channel, Fun on the Ride. If you want more in English, just wait till tomorrow. We'll tell you everything about the Fed decision and how the volatility affects Bitcoin and much more. Here, Fun on the Ride, crypto news, health, money, love, party in peace. The best is yet to come. En crypto a tope. ¡To the moon!